like to call the meeting to order at 5:30. Start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I have approval of the agenda tonight, as well as the minutes of the June 25th and 26th board retreat, as well as the minutes of the June 26th executive session? I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Principal's report, celebrating success. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Just some fun things that's happened over the summer, some changes we've had. I have 2 new hires coming in, both we're crazy excited about. We have Grace Tarnow coming for a 3rd grade ELA, coming from 2 years experience in 4th grade at a previous school, so she's excited to be here, just moved to the area, just moved this weekend. I met with her today and she's excited to be here. Hannah Leach is joining us for the maternity leave for this first semester, covering Mrs. G. She's a certified teacher out of college, excited to be here also. She's moving to the area. We're glad to have her and excited to get both of them, and happen to be in 3rd grade. I think one main excited thing that I'm ready for is we are implementing a STEM rotation for all K through 5. Every class once a week, just like they will art, music, anything else, will have STEM available to them. Mrs. Jackie Thomas will be teaching that class. And we've had meeting after meeting, and I think the kids will really enjoy getting some hands-on experience in some of the science and technology stuff. She's Project Lead the Way trained that she got over the summer, and we're going to have a focus on computer science, something that hasn't really been focused on, so having some fun, they're going to enjoy it, and hopefully look forward to doing that special every week with them. Also something fun that we've kind of created, and this is a collaborative effort between the elementary and high school. There's a 7th period at the end of the day that I have built in, kind of a science and writing lab for my elementary. She has some available resources from Mr. Robinson in our innovation lab, we're calling it, down the 300 hallway, which was a kind of robotic lab that was purchased from a grant that was set up for the elementary. And he's going to be an available resource that teachers can take their classes down to him and be in there and get some hands-on experience with some robotics. That'll be available to all of our K through 5. I'm extremely excited, and I know Mrs. Balanceford is also to get some hands-on experience with that equipment that's now going to be set up. I think coming off of last year, by duty I had to report that I had 10 effective teachers and 4 highly effective teachers. We have a all-around great staff, and although I do have a retiree in the room that we're so happy to see, but we have a great group of teachers set up for this year as well.
All right, I'm just excited. We have a lot of just improvements in our building, and it's looking great. The office area has all been painted, it's brightened up, new carpet, so it's no more brown and dingy blue. We're all bright and look Attica ready, and it looks beautiful. We're getting new tables in here with new stools, so this area will gradually improve as well. The science labs are all getting new desks, which are much needed because we still have some elementary type desks and sled desks that some of you may have sat in that need to be moved on, and it's going to be updated. Just the building looks clean overall, and the staff has all been working really hard. The custodial group has done a wonderful job. I am very excited to say we had 3 certified applicants for the band posting, and we found a wonderful applicant. She's from Massachusetts, Caitlin Kruger, now Kruger Conway. She and her husband moved to the area. He's working for Purdue's band or instrument hire, and she came with him, and we are glad we were able to snag an offer that to her, and she will be seeking your approval tonight, even though somebody got a little happy and
I know.
posted a welcome. Anyway, we were excited to have her because she's gonna be a great addition and has a background in violins and I can't remember, trumpet or something else in her specialty. So she's gonna be a great addition for our students. Like Mr. Hall mentioned, I'm very excited about the STEM addition too. I feel like we have a fully staffed science department and I'm not piecemealing as we have in the past trying to find certified people. It's very exciting to have them. Mr. Robertson has a pretty extensive background in science and so like Andrew said, he's willing to dabble in some stuff with elementary, but some of the robotic stuff that Nick hasn't been able to get to, he's anxious to get back out, some of the older stuff that's sat around for a year. Nick also was trained in computer science and we have Clinton doing a beginning to design, which was ironically Project Lead the Way stuff that he did in high school, and it's all pre-engineering, and he's slowly getting trained in each of those. And then when we found out it was $40,000 for the materials, he asked for that, and it sounds like they gave all that to him too, which is wonderful because it's very expensive for some of these startup programs. So we're excited for that. We have a lot of new students registered. I'm just kind of blown away. I keep getting emails of new and it's very exciting to see, but it's going to take some balancing of our classes here this first week. Now we're trying to add kiddos in. One thing that I feel excited about, and we've had several teachers already meet, is we're going to have win time instead of target time, and win is what I need time. And so we're kind of redesigning it because it's not going to be homeroom or study hall anymore. It's what I need, whether it's resource, whether it's intervention, whether it's enrichment, whether it's I'm transitioning because I need to get my time in so that I can do my work-based learning or whatever that may be. So we're trying to use that time very effectively and strategically place people in classes to meet their individual needs, and I'm looking forward to how that's all going to look and be tweaked as we go. I have a great staff, as Andrew alluded to. I had 15 effective and 8 highly effective for the 24-25 school year. I'm very excited about all that they are looking forward to doing. We, with not doing NWA this year, we're really going to delve into our core curriculum, really look at what kind of resources we have, look at what kind of assessments we have that are grade level, and making sure that we're monitoring toward those I learned checkpoints that we will still also be giving and hope to improve those scores. And finally, we're excited because Friday is Meet the Teacher Night, Back to School Bash. We got a lot going on. Mr. Davis has kind of taken the lead after Andrew left that task, and we've had several groups already sign up for that night, and so it's fun because the kids always look forward to it and they need their free haircut or whatever it is. So we're excited to have that, and it looked like, according to the weather, we're not going to get rain maybe. But anyway, so a lot going on.
Awesome. Thank you. It's a great update. Okay. Any communications from the floor? Any communication from the board?
Just one, since our last meeting, we lost Mike Ingram, science teacher here, I believe, for 35 plus years. Drove from Lafayette all that time. Taught myself, taught my kids, and he will be missed.
I was going to add on to that as well. His dedication here for, I think I read 40 years.
Yeah.
He was an icon, and our school corporation is definitely better for his time and dedication. I think we all have him at some point, and all of our kids too. Says a lot, yeah. Our condolences to his family and friends. He's definitely missed. Superintendent's items of interest.
So I'm going to go over just a few things, a little bit more than a few things, just some of the things that we did over the summer. It was quite a bit. It's interesting because a lot of times people don't realize how many things go on in the summertime, and it's just as busy sometimes as it is throughout the school year for a lot of people. So typically you think of the cleaning that the custodial staff does, and they clean the hallways and the buildings itself to make sure they look good, but they've done a fantastic job. So I'm going to thank all the custodial staff, the maintenance staff, Nick and his tech people, the administrators, the secretaries, and all the other staff. for all the time that they put in this summer. They did a great job making sure that it's safe and clean and a welcoming environment for all of our students, staff, community members, and visitors. They all worked tirelessly, some without even taking days off, Nick, to make sure that everything would be ready and looking great for this upcoming school year, so I appreciate all that. So just some of the things that we did. Some of this is some facilities items, and some of it is closing out the end of the school year. So I want to mention that a lot of this stuff, Nick has done a great job of posting on our social media platforms, these things, but I wanted to highlight some of these. So we ended up with the 24-25 school year with a 100% graduation rate, which is fantastic. We also had for 2 years in a row now a 97.9% I-read score, so that's fantastic as well. For the graduation rate, I want to make sure that I thank the junior, senior high school staff for all their hard work, and I especially want to thank Stacy Matter. She put a lot of time and effort into it. She did a great job. And for the I-read scores, the elementary staff was just fantastic with that, all the hard work that they put in, their dedication for our students. Some of the projects, I don't know if you may not have seen, but this is one of them right here if you look up. This is an LED panel project. We started this about 2 weeks ago, and that was one thing that we had discussed a couple months ago. All of our lights in the junior, senior high school are getting replaced with LED panels. They will also have all of the classroom dimmer switches. They're actually doing it this week. The lights are up. They're doing the dimmer switches now, so that will help to ensure that we provide the safe lighting for our staff and for our students, but also for some of the staff and students who may be sensitive to the light. They're able to control that, so that's something that we definitely, I think, needed. We've also added about 10 to 15 security cameras around this building, inside and outside, so I want to thank Nick for working on that. We take pride here as far as our school safety goes with some of these things, and obviously the security cameras are one of those. The other thing we've added, two more things I guess for safety, we've added a handful of our fob readers in some strategic locations also throughout this building, and some over at the administration building to help with security. And we've also, we've got on order putting fiber and an intercom system into our multi-purpose building. That currently does not have that, so we want to make sure that when people need to be reached out there, they're able to get a hold of them quickly for any type of emergency or just to get a hold of them. Mrs. Balanciefer alluded to the new paint, carpet, and trim in the main office here, and I want to say a big thanks to our custodial staff. They painted that, so they spent probably at least a good solid week working on it, and they did a fantastic job. I recommend anybody who is around to go check that out. It looks really good. We also have new auxiliary gym, 2 new auxiliary gym doors on order, and that definitely needed to be taken care of, so those will be in shortly. Mr. Hall received over the summer new reading curriculum that the teachers at the elementary school had decided that would be the best fit for their students, so that came in over the summer. Mrs. Balanciefer also alluded to some of the new staff members, and Mr. Hall did as well. We will have 5 new staff members starting the 25-26 school year, and I will say that all of those new staff members are certified. And pending board approval on Wednesday night of one of them, it will range, we have one who is a first-year teacher, but that will range anywhere from, with the second one, from 4 years of experience up to 32 years of experience. So we have a very certified staff, knowledgeable staff coming in into the different areas here. We will have one of those new staff members, Dr. Mattern, will be implementing a new exercise science curriculum. We've kind of touched about that. It's also been put out on our social media platform. Mrs. Balanciefer alluded to some of the courses he will be teaching, so we're excited to have that as well. One thing I want to touch on, and Paul will as well here at the end, is the financial aspect of it. So the Form 9, which is filled out twice a year, so from the one from June 30th of 2024, we ended the education fund with $869,000. Currently, June 30th of this year, we ended with just over 1.3 million. Our operations fund in 2024 by June 30th, we had $412,000 in there. As of June 30th of 2025, we have $781,000 in there for a total increase in those two funds of $808,000. I keep throwing it back to Barbie. She stole some of my stuff, but she talked about Clinton Robertson, who is one of our junior high science teachers. He did a fantastic job at getting us a $40,000 STEM grant, $20,000 this upcoming school year, $20,000 next. And again, things are on our website, what he plans to do. He's looked at trying to revive the robotics club. He had talked about the following school year after that, trying to do a 3D printing club. So there's a lot of cool things that he is looking at doing. And again, we are glad that he went after that grant aggressively and was able to secure that. We also were awarded a $33,000 rural school grant. We will utilize that to assist with student support as well. We also worked, I don't say we, I'm going to say Liz Cunningham, I see her back there smiling now, worked super hard this summer and has done a fantastic job at looking at our grants, making sure we get those in order, and really going after as much money as we can. So we're utilizing that grant money instead of utilizing our taxpayer money. And I want to commend her for that work. She's done a great job with that. And last but not least, I also want to thank Stephanie Barnett. She worked diligently over the summer at creating a non-support handbook. This is one thing that we did not have here at this corporation that everybody else around us, as well as the majority of corporations have. So I want to thank her for that as well.
Thank you. Great updates. Ready for report of superintendent?
Yes. So this time I'd like to open up for a public hearing to take public comment on teacher compensation prior to beginning the collective bargaining process. Does anybody have any comments on this? Okay, we'll go ahead and close that then. Number 2 is I'd like to make a recommendation to approve the Attica High School graduation for Saturday, May 23rd, 2026 at 1 p.m.
It's home to you guys. Okay. Can I get a recommendation to approve AHS graduation Saturday, May 23rd, 2026?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'd like to make a recommendation to approve the corporation treasurer to pay claims through the end of July 2025.
Any questions? Can I get a motion for a recommendation to approve the paying of claims through the end of this month? I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Number 4.
I'd like to make a recommendation to review the 2025-2026 high school academic handbook. This will be the first reading, and I will just go over briefly some of the changes that the high school has asked to make. The majority of those are state mandated changes. One pertaining to attendance. I know that there's been some discussions out in the state as far as the attendance policy and some of the new changes to that with this new legislative session. And basically what it says is that it still falls with the school corporations as far as how they deem excused and unexcused absences. The only change is that they want the school corporations to gather more data on the reasonings why students are missing and to submit that monthly into a report. So that has been added in both of the high school and elementary handbooks. That bullying is one that's pretty consistent though. With that, there's not a lot of changes other than that they will make notifications quicker now within 48 hours to parents if that is occurring in the school corporation. I think that the two changes that I saw that the high school is wanting to make. The first one is pertaining to cell phone usage. So the recommendation would be, for the change, would be to not allow students to use their cell phones during the passing period. Mrs. Ballasiefer contacted 10 to 12 different school corporations around our area, and this is pretty consistent with it. Some even not allowing the students to use them at lunch. We are not going to do that. It would just be during the passing periods. The reason behind that is that there are things that students do sometimes on their phones, checking social media sites that can upset them. Also, prolonged time checking their phone, which is causing them to miss some class time. And I think the other thing would be that they have asked is, and I agree with this, is to not allow food, outside food brought in for students to pick up during lunch. There have been numerous incidents where students have went outside the building to meet a delivery driver, so that is a safety issue. There's times where the food has been delayed in coming, and so students have been called out of class and missed class time, then they have to eat their lunch. So I think for the safety issue and to make sure we're doing our due diligence with academics, that we do change that policy, and that's pretty consistent again with other school corporations.
Any questions on the AHS handbook revisions? Can I get a motion to, or a recommendation to approve, a recommendation to review the 2025-26 AHS academic handbook revisions? This is just the first reading.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? For number 5, any questions on the AES? Is there anything else? that you-
So, well, yeah, Mr. Hall has just made some clerical changes into his. Again, the same changes as far as the mandated changes. Other than that, that's it.
Can I get a motion for a recommendation to review the 2026 AES academic handbook, first reading?
I'll make a motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, number 6.
I'd like to make a recommendation to review the 2025-2026 Attica Consolidated School Corporation Athletic Handbook revisions. This will be the first reading. Looking at that, I think 2 items in here. One pertains to the eligibility for virtual students. With this, and this is a state regulation, is that they have to attend at least one class on campus if they participate virtually. So that would be one of the changes in this handbook. And the other one is, currently it says that a student has to be at school all day long in order to participate unless they have some type of doctor's note. This is not consistent with other school corporations around us. So we would like to change that to a half day, again, which is consistent with everybody else, to ensure that it's fair and equal to all our students.
Any questions on the athletic handbook revisions? Can I get a motion to approve the review of the athletic handbook revisions, the first reading?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Number 7.
I'd like to make a recommendation to review the 2025-2026 Attica Consolidated School Corporation Certified Handbook. This will be the first reading. Again, this is something that Mrs. Barnett did a great job at looking to see kind of what other school corporations in our area utilize, and we mirrored it off of that as well as what we thought would be best here as well. Basically just outlines policies and procedures for non-certified staff.
Can I get a motion for a recommendation to review the 2026 ACSC non-certified handbook, first reading. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great.
I'd like to make a recommendation to approve the salary and pay rates for Appendix B for the non-certified staff for the 2025-2026 school year. And I want to say I appreciate, and I know the board does as well, the hard work that our Appendix B, our non-certified staff put in each day. We see just how valuable they are. We want to make sure that we reward them financially as well. So this will be the $1 an hour pay increase for those employees. It'll be a $5 increase per route for our bus drivers. For our IAs and secretaries, this will be the second year in a row we've been able to provide a $1 an hour pay raise for them. So again, we just appreciate all that they do for us and for our students.
Any questions? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the salary and pay rates for Appendix B of non-certified staff in the school year?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, number 9.
Number 9, I'd like to make a recommendation to approve the purchase of a school bus and a maintenance truck. We've looked at school buses. Mr. Hall's done a great job with that, and reaching out to transportation directors around the state and seeing where we're at. Right now, even though we don't need one per se for this school year, we definitely have to have one for next year. And the projected anticipated increased cost for next year would be anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000. So we would like to purchase one this year to save those costs. As far as the maintenance truck goes, the maintenance truck we currently have is a 2000, so it's 25 years old. There are numerous concerns with that vehicle. So I would like to make a recommendation to purchase a newer maintenance truck.
So I have a question about the bus. Do we have an actual bus that we're ready to go out, right out and purchase?
Yes.
Okay, what I saw in the Dropbox is 3 options, prices. So which one of those?
I'll let Mr. Hall.
So it'll be the lesser of all 3.
was, okay.
It was a lesser there.
Which were all in range.
Yeah, they were Curlin's, the Thomas bus, which is consistent with the rest of our fleet, was the lowest price on those.
Okay, sorry, I looked at it a couple times.
Yeah, that's kind of a goofy state form that they have to submit it on, but it is nice to see all 3 prices in one place.
Yes, yeah, okay. Okay, any questions? Can I get a motion to approve the purchase of the school bus and maintenance truck? I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Number 10.
I'd like to make a recommendation to approve the superintendent to apply for the Ed Flex Title IV carryover waiver. We did this earlier in the year, but not with our Title IV, with our Title I. And again, we'll use that extra money to help data-driven needs assessment for our school corporation.
Any questions? Can I get a motion to approve the superintendent applying for the Ed Flex Title IV carryover waiver?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 11.
Number 11, I'd like to make a recommendation to review the board policy handbook updated policies, volume 37, number 2. This will be the first reading. I think there's, for the people who have these, there's like 54 or 56 policies. There's quite a few. Almost all of them, but 2 are just revisions, clerical revisions, technical revisions. 2 were omits from it. The 2 newer ones just pertain to school corporations allowing federal law enforcement officers to come on the property, as well as the Division of Children's Services. It's going to do that. But the rest of them are not.
Any questions on the first reading? Can I get a motion to approve the first reading of board policy handbook, volume 37?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
like to make a recommendation to approve the July 28th, 2025 personnel sheet.
It's a long one. Any questions? Any other questions? Can I get a motion to approve? Sorry. Motion to approve tonight's personnel sheet. I'll make a motion.
No, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and on to financial status.
Okay, there was nothing unusual for the month of July. I have submitted the Form 9 and all the end of year financials and everything is fine.
Anything to add, Paul?
Yeah, I put the cash flows in front of you there, and I just want to point out a couple of things. We are now halfway through the year, so you can kind of get a feel for where we started in January, where we project to end in December. And the education fund is really moving along really well. Of course, that fund depends on enrollment, so we're anxious about the start of school and how many kids we've got and all that. In the operations fund, I want to thank the taxpayers in Attica. This fund is property tax money for the most part. As you look at June, you can start to see what came in the draw from them. And taxpayers did a good job in this community of making their payments on time, because when they don't, it's a nightmare. But they do that here, so I'm really glad to see that. Again, that puts the fund in the black now that we got that draw, and it'll tend to go in the red probably around September, and then it'll come back in December when we get the second draw, and we'll end the year really well. So that's kind of how that fund operates. You're always 6 months behind in collections, not because of the taxpayer, but the way the system is set up. So it's looking very good. You're really in good shape financially.
Good. I'd like to hear about all the new enrollment. That's great. And any questions? Okay. No questions. Can I get a recommendation to combine and approve the financial claims for the month of July?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Can I get a motion to adjourn at 6:03?